guys are pros. You thinking what I'm thinking, partner? Aim for the bushes.
God damn.
Hey.
Oh shit.
Both
the kneecaps, dude.
Hey. Why y'all tell me to jump like that? I mean, Assassin's Creed, baby. I want to say that it's that's why it's samurai season, baby. Samurai.
Hell yeah.
We got Shinobi in the building.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. The what are the other ones?
The
Ronins.
Yeah, Ronin, samurais,
Yeah, we finally.
shinobis.
Hey, we finally got to Japan, guys. We
Hell
finally
yeah.
got the Assassin's Creed Japan. How excited are you guys about it, man? Because I know I was.
Fucking excited, way.
Bro, it's
Took
all
forever.
about I love that culture though, bro. Like the samurais, Japanese, and ninjas. As a matter of fact, bro, I heard, not to go off topic here, bro, but I heard they were bringing back Tenchu. Y'all remember Tenchu? That was one of my favorite games.
I don't remember that one.
No, I
actually.
don't remember.
It was called Stealth Assassin.
No, I don't.
Assassin. It was all ninja. It was back in PlayStation.
I know Ominusha.
Yeah,
It's
no,
coming.
it was a straight up ninja game, bro. Like it was like realistic. Like, you know what I'm saying? You just, you had your ninja tools, your grappling hook, your swords, but you didn't have all that like crazy special abilities kind of crap. It was just literally stealth assassin. You were a human, a ninja, you know what I'm saying? And you used darkness and all that, but you weren't like invulnerable to like heavy attacks or nothing. You were just a stealth assassin. And I heard that they're bringing it back. You know what I'm saying? So I was always into that, like samurai, ninja video games. But there are some games, bro, that take it a tad too far. You know what I'm saying? With like superpowers and all that. But I've always been a fan of the like Japanese samurai ninja culture. So I'm really glad that, Assassin's Creed finally dove into that. And I like it because they gave us the best of both worlds, bro. With the two characters, you know what I'm saying, as you start playing the game, you actually start off with Yasuke, and according to my boy KP, his name is actually Diego. So you start off with Sasuke, bro, and then you get introduced to Nomi. Is that her name, Nomi?
Neo? Or
Neo.
Neo, yeah. So
Naue.
Naue, there we go.
Naue.
Can't pronounce it. But anyways, so you got like the best of both worlds, right? Because Sasuke is a samurai, and then you realize that Naue is a shinobi. So I do like that. I like the way that you can play kind of like the both, and each character is individual, right? They got their characteristics and their play styles. One plays as a samurai, the other one plays more stealthy shinobi style, you know what I'm saying? So I do like how they incorporated that into this game.
I have to agree.
Yep, I agree.
Just really quick, because we didn't really get, I know, super excited. This is Brown Ink in here. You know what I'm saying? Like Brown Ink, we're here in the Get On Network. And what I got next to me?
You got your boy MV in the house.
Boy KP.
Yes, sir. And we're here. I know you can't see it very well, but we're on the Get On Network, baby.
Let's do it.
We got merch coming. We got an event
Coming up.
I do want to let you guys know about an event. It's actually not our event. It's coming up in the weekend of the 16th to the 19th.
Yep.
I believe. And it's the Land Fest is what it's called. And we're gonna be there. We're gonna be streaming. We're gonna probably be playing some Assassin's Creed, getting touched on some Borderlands, and some what is it called? Little Nightmares, and just a bunch of little stuff. So definitely come out. I just wanted to take a quick second to talk about that a little bit. Get on, baby. We've been doing this. We're gonna be doing this. Don't forget to hit the bell icon. Follow us, and we're gonna be hitting this some more. So I didn't mean to cut you off. I just wanted to throw that out there a little bit. But all right, let's keep going, guys. What's up?
Get it.
All right, so at the beginning, man, like I said before, you get introduced with Sasuke, and he's the black samurai. You see him. You start the story, and he's kind of like a servant to these religious characters, right? And then what is it, the Nobunaga or something like that character, he takes interest to him. He sees, he kind of sees his potential right off the gate, and he actually takes him under his wing and basically teaches him skills, what I'm saying, of the samurai. And then you kind of see his progression a little bit, but then it kind of cuts off into Nawe, and you find out that she is a Iga or Egan. That's her Iga, yep.
Yeah,
her
yep.
That's her who she's with, like her where she lives.
We'll put them up on screen, bro. Let's see them, since we
All
do
right,
have the
yeah.
game going live as we're talking about it.
So here's Yasuke, right? He's your black samurai, and that's the guy I told you about earlier. And he's the one that the Nobunaga character took interest into, and he follows the samurai, the samurai code and all that. And then you got Naue, which I'll bring up now, and she is an Iga, and she's a shinobi. She's a shinobi assassin. So you got two different, play styles, right? One's more shinobi, and the other one follows the samurai code. So you got her. So she's more stealth, and the other one's more, brute, in my opinion, right? Because he's definitely a brute. You know what I mean? He's got heavy, like a heavy demeanor.
He's heavy as fuck.
Yeah, he's definitely got a heavy
boy
demeanor.
leaned on a fucking fence and broke the whole thing.
Yes, he did. Yeah, he's a big guy, man. But so then so those are your two main characters, right? And like I said, I do like the fact that each character is individual, right? We've encountered that, like, for example, Naue here has eagle vision, right? You know what I'm saying? Where she has like that sixth sense, or whatever you want to call it, where she can kind of spot enemies, hear enemies. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And then you when you play Sasuke, you realize he doesn't have that.
Right.
Just what does he have? I don't think we haven't really played with him.
Yeah,
Big ass is what he has.
So he's just like muscle.
He can kick down doors.
He does. Like it's funny how like you ran into that twice, I believe. You can't just open the door with him. He has to run into it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because that man never needs a set of keys.
He has his body.
You ain't got to worry about leaving it under that rock.
Yeah. Cool. But yeah, so you kind of see how Naue kind of focuses more on stealth and kind of those attacks, and then Sasuke's more brute force, right? He can stand on his 2 feet, without having to assassinate people,
Right.
So, but like I said, I do like that play style, right? That you have the option to be a shinobi or be a samurai.
Yeah. I'm interested to see a little bit more. We're still scratching the surface on this game. So I don't personally know a lot about Yasuke right now. My first impression of him is the initial shock. I believe it kind of shocked everybody when it first was announced that he was black.
Yep.
And I didn't know that was a thing. So I thought it was pretty cool that they brought in, because from my understanding, it's an actual historical samurai.
Well,
Existed.
When you say that you didn't know that was a thing, can you elaborate? Like, what do you mean that it was a thing?
Well, I guess up until this point, I always thought that they were Asian. They were all like, I guess, I don't know, maybe call me small-minded, in that sense. But I was surprised that they went in that route to bring this to people like me that might be a little ignorant on something like that.
Yeah.
Well,
I always thought, man, like I get what you're saying, like the the samurai code and the culture, right? I do believe, like, there is some truth to it, and you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but I do believe that, like, history, like they did have like different races that learned how to, let's say, learn the art of the sword. Mm-hmm. But among, like, the the Japanese, they were never considered like honored samurai, even though they knew how to wield a sword and knew how to fight, but they were never considered equal samurais to the the Japanese. So I do understand what you're
I
saying.
mean, I assume it much like how it would be like weird in the time frame of a female warrior, right? Like I
Yeah.
think that was also something that was not looked at as equal,
Yeah.
and like I said, you guys can in the comment section can correct me if I'm wrong. Excuse my ignorance, I like to learn though, I like to
Yeah.
learn about stuff like that and be corrected because I'm interested.
So-
It definitely caught my attention.
So was there actual shinobis, like female shinobis back then, or no, or is
Well-
this just in the game?
Well, and this is just from my very surface level knowledge.
yeah.
From my understanding, the shinobi were mainly male, and they had 3 wives, and they were like shinobi under him. But I don't think they could be a shinobi by themselves. And now I have to do some deep research. But I thought that that's what it was.
But I do agree with Brown Ink here. I do think that there were you know what I'm saying, like kind of how this game has scouts, like
okay. I see
you know
where
what I'm
you're
saying,
going.
like they
Yeah,
had
yeah.
female shinobis, bro, but they were like, you never heard of them because the main shinobi kind of used them.
As intel getters.
Yeah, intel getters, and not just that,
Different
bro.
types of missions.
But not just that, but like how excuse the ignorance, but like how women can kind of get more into places because of, they're women, right? And they would kind of
They
play
have
that
different skill sets.
right, you know what I'm saying,
abilities.
and they could get closer to male targets if you get what I'm saying.
To get info. To
get info and
Infiltration,
Yeah, yeah.
scouting,
right,
stuff
right,
like
and
that.
and also assassination.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
so yeah, like but I would even say that they were better at it.
Yeah, so that's what definitely took me aback when I first even like the game was introduced, Japan. Then they got this and I was like, oh shit, that's cool. I want to know more about this. And like as we've been playing the game, like I said, we haven't had a lot of chance to get to know a lot about Yasuke. We just finally took control of him.
Yeah.
So like we don't know too much. He went in search of Nawe because he at some point had a run-in with somebody that had the assassin blade, which I also don't know the story behind. He told him to go if he ran into her to assist her, I believe, and that's kind of where we're at in our gameplay or gameplay through our story. So I think we know a lot more about Nawe than we do about Yasuke at this point.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I do think that we, based on our progression, we have not even scratched the surface with Yasuke.
So do you think if we play more with him, we're gonna get more backstory from him, or is it still gonna focus on Nawe?
Well, the way, I mean, and is to be determined, right?
Yeah.
But the way that I see it is it's optional, right? Because like once we kind of unlock Yasuke, it seems like we can still play the whole story as Nawe, because from what I can tell from our progression, it follows Nawe's story because Nawe is in the Assassin's Creed.
Well,
And she's on a vendetta.
Yeah,
mission right
and in the game, bro, like I don't know if you guys remember, but in the game he was told to follow the blade, and he himself said that he will follow her.
right.
So-
No, he placed himself as
Yeah.
a secondary character.
Right.
And I don't know. You guys ever played Sly Cooper?
Yes,
I did.
The first
Yes.
one.
Yeah, I did, but it's been so long, bro. So
Okay, so that's one of my favorite games. I would be interested to see if it kind of plays like that. And I don't know if you guys remember from your gameplay, but essentially you have Sly Cooper, you have Bentley, who is the big guy, and then you have the turtle, which I'm forgetting his name at this point.
Wasn't it Ben?
Is it Ben? I
it
thought the
was.
Bentley was the big
Oh,
guy.
no,
and then I can't remember. Well, either way, what it was is that you had the brains, you had the main character, and then you had the brawn.
Yeah.
And they each had specific missions that you could only do with each character. So they had a hideout, and then you would actually have to go to the hideout to change characters and do the mission that was specific for them. So I'm wondering if they're going to incorporate that here.
Oh, they already did.
Well, see, that's what I'm saying. I haven't seen a lot of that because right
Yeah.
now we've kind of been able to switch back and forth between characters, but I haven't seen like a Yasuke only mission.
Well-
Yeah.
Well, I have like for example, during my explorations, I ran into like caves and whatnot, and it tells you there that like only Yasuke can get in there. And during my exploration as Naue, I have encountered what's it called, like specific like side quests or specific like little activities where they're specifically targeted for Yasuke. There was one that I have recorded footage of where he's using his bow and arrow, and he's riding a horse, and Naue can't do that mission. It's only designed for Sasuke, and like in the cutscene. Yasuke, my bad.
You've been calling them Sasuke this whole time.
Yasuke, so my bad. So it's like in the cutscene when you go to the challenge, she even says, Naue says, "Oh, I got a friend who can do this," or I know somebody who can do this challenge, and then you can switch characters right there on the spot and do that challenge.
Okay, so I mean, I guess I just want to see it more developed because right now it
Yeah.
seems like it's very little, but we just got the character.
Yeah.
So I wonder what it will look like, later on.
Yeah. So and like I said, as far as like that cave I encountered, there are things that Naue can't do and that Yasuke can. So it's definitely like there are parts in the map and I believe side missions or main missions that Yasuke will have to do that Naue can't.
And it can't access.
Yeah. And we're still early in it, so we can probably see more of that develop as we continue to play on. But I do like that though, right? Because I feel like you are kind of driven to engage with both different play styles, right? The samurai code and the shinobi code. So I do think that that's cool. And also, I do like how like for example, each character has tools, right? Like for example, you got Naue with the shinobi, you got kunai knives, ninja stars, you know what I'm saying, like those kind of tools. You got smoke bombs, and then you got Yasuke with a bow and arrows, guns, you know what I'm saying, like that kind of stuff. So each character has their own like combat style and whatnot, so that you kind of dip into both worlds there.
So with Yasuke, you can actually use a bow and arrow.
Yeah, you can use
you can equip it.
Yeah, you can equip a bow and arrow, or you can equip a gun.
A gun. Yeah, I did see that. He had a rifle.
So let me show y'all here, because I think we have.
Yeah, look, it's right there on his back.
Yeah, look, he's carrying a gun, and I believe we have unlocked a bow and arrow for him. Let's go ahead and take a look at the inventory.
Which, by the way, man.
Oh, see, look, there it is. Look, the bow. Y'all see it right there?
Yeah.
He has a bow.
Dude.
I freaking love like the outfit, man. Like it's
Yeah.
awesome. I always thought it was dope. Like just how it looks, like it's awesome.
Yeah.
Playing as him is dope. When he kicks you, bro.
Oh
you ain't going up from that.
yeah, bro.
He sent that motherfucker flying.
Yeah.
He's brute, man. He's got power.
Yeah. Definitely excited to see what else his men can do.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So I do like that difference, right? Like, cause you do got Yasuke and he's got brute power, but on the opposite side, man, like you see characters that are somewhat similar to Yasuke kind of kick Naue like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
They
Like
use that red kick.
Right, we get kicked like that, like he kicks. So that's kind of cool. You get the best of both worlds, and you kind of see each character's weakness and strengths, right? Like she's more stealthy and stab you in the back, and then this guy's like head on. You know what I mean? And Naue can't do that. She can't just attack every character head on.
and you know, speaking of which, it is a character. I remember when we first started the game, we were kind of wondering like, oh, you know, I wonder when we're gonna play with the assassin. And right now, it's like the only character we've been playing with.
Yeah.
So, speaking of now, it is the character that we have played with the most, and you know, I mean, goddamn, tragic story, man. Just off gate, I think she got shot twice.
Yep.
Yeah, like
off gate,
left
she
for
got shot.
dead.
Yeah.
Like killed her dad. Like bro, that scene where they killed her dad was like, I felt it was unnecessary because he did nothing. He just ran like towards these 13 people or something, and got killed. He didn't even hit one of them.
No. He didn't just do nothing. He deflected an arrow,
Bro.
and then got clapped.
Bro, I felt like that whole scene was unnecessary, bro, because he just ran at them and got killed, not even making it to one of them, and still left his daughter for her fate. So, like, what was the point of that?
Well, and
Honor.
Well, see, hold on, KP though. But that's the thing.
Let me honor your death.
That's the thing, though. He like I get that. Like, you know, if you do follow the shinobi and the samurai code, you know what I'm saying. You get to see that the shinobi don't actually have that. You know, the samurais were always about, oh, I would never flee an enemy if he's facing me. You see what I'm saying? But they were not samurai. They were shinobi. So like, if I was in that situation, bro, like I would have not.
Like, hey, we gotta get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, exactly. So,
I'm about to die.
Did you not see those people?
Yeah, so, and that's what I'm saying.
That bitch
like,
came up in here with a rifle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, come on.
yeah. So first and foremost, man, there was like what, like 6, 7 characters.
No,
it was
13,
like
bro.
1v13,
yeah.
bro.
Yeah.
Okay, see, so that in itself was nah. You know, we knew the outcome of that.
And
one,
they
so.
all had their own special, like
They had
specialties.
some,
Yeah.
they have some
And
kind
he
of.
only had a katana.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, it was just like, it was like, why'd you
Yeah.
do that? You know, but the fact that she had her dad killed, you know, I think kind of it sprung everything. It kind of initiated the whole journey, right?
Well, hold on. What was it? Just her dad? I thought it was her whole village because you remember she was riding in and she saw the battles that were taking place and she saw her village burning.
No, they did. Yeah, they did. They
kill
did do that. Although I don't remember exactly how it went down. I do know that their village did get attacked though.
Yeah, I do remember that. So like, if there's any survivors, we don't know yet. You know, we're still at the beginning.
Well,
of the
she
story.
did mention that Junjiro is the only family she's got left, right? So
well, not direct family though.
Not direct family, but it's the only person that she considers family at this
Yeah.
point. So I'm assuming that they pretty much did away with her whole village.
Yeah.
Which Janjiro actually saved Josuke's life because Neo was gonna kill him, and then Janjiro was like, "Naoe, Naoe was gonna kill him," and Janjiro was like, "No, don't do that, because then you'll become the demon that I seen when I met you," you know, and that was like, damn.
Well,
that's crazy.
I definitely like that, bro, because like we had a little bit of foreshadowing there, right? Like when he first saw we first saw the pictures that he drew of her, and then later on we saw like why he drew those pictures, and it tied into.
I mean, he was gonna kill.
He was gonna kill that bitch.
Janjiro was ready, right? He was strapped with the little tanto. Like,
Yeah.
This was crazy.
And you know, just so you guys know, Janjiro is a kid. You know what I mean? He's a kid. Like what is he, like 7, 10?
About
7, 10 years old. He's a little kid. Not just that though, but Sasuke also had an opportunity to kill Naoe. Up until, you know,
when they were fighting with Navogana.
Yeah, when they were fighting, he came in and then, you know, I think the only reason why they didn't get into a fight was because of the blade.
Because of the blade,
Yeah,
yeah.
because of the blade she was carrying.
And that's when we found out that he had run into Mr. Miyagi. Yeah, that's not his actual name, but he looked just like him.
Well, actually, you know, now that you speak about Mr. Miyagi, you know, Sasuke actually killed him, and that's when he found out. Like, first and foremost, we all know here that Sasuke knows about the blade. Yes. So when he encountered this so-called, we don't know his name, so we're gonna call him Mr. Miyagi. He found a blade on him, and he was instructed by him to follow a girl, an Egan girl, that had a blade.
Yeah.
So we find out later in the story, and then when he does encounter Naue, they're in the midst of a battle, and he notices the blade, and he does not kill her at that time.
I thought his introduction was actually pretty badass.
Which one?
When he came into the burning building to save the
Nobunaga guy?
Yeah. I thought it was pretty badass how he came in, defending, his, what do you call it, master?
Yeah.
His teacher?
Yeah.
What I also like, though, you know what I'm saying, is that Nobunaga had a story too, right? Like he told her, he told Naue that he wasn't the villain. You know what I'm saying?
That
because
he got set up.
that he got set up, right? Like and he actually committed that. What is that called? Harakiri or seppuku?
Seppuku, and I've heard it being called harakiri or harakiri as well.
Yeah,
it's suicide essentially. He killed himself.
Right. Yeah, and he did that. You know what I'm saying? And I like that because like the honor behind them. You know what I mean? The resolve for you to be able to be like, you know what I'm saying? Chop my head off because I fucked up or something like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, god damn. Like,
Well,
what state of mind do you have to be in to be like, I fucked up. Like, I deserve to die honorably like this by committing suicide.
I feel like that adds weight, bro. Like I feel like that adds weight to character.
Yeah.
Like to who you are. Like what you say and do have more weight when you're when people know you as that type of person.
Yeah.
Like you're miles ahead of the
right.
many,
I mean, just like the respect you get behind that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, golly.
Most definitely. But let me let's take a look at Naue, bro. Like let's since we did talk a little more about her, I don't think we've shown her.
Before you go, could you go to the 14 one? I want to see what that looks like.
The 14.
Yeah, the weapon that has the 14 on it.
What weapon, bro?
Just click on that where you're at right now.
Oh, okay.
And then it's right there on the top.
Oh, this one?
Yeah. Oh God.
Oh, it's like a spear.
Oh look, it has poison on it.
Yeah, this one has poison. Yeah, see.
This is badass.
So I like that too. That their weapons have a little bit of like an elemental.
Kind of status effect.
Yeah. Yep.
And it shows it too.
Yeah, you can kind of see the poison on the tip there.
That is like cool. Like they kind of
bathed
it and stuff.
Yeah, they bathed the blade in poison there.
Designs are cool. I mean, the fucking graphics, bro. I've never been cool about the technicals, but I like what I see.
Yep.
That's basically where I like, as much as I can say about the graphics. I like what I see.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But nah, that just shit look dope. That's a good weapon.
Yeah. And then, this is what is they call it naginata, but it's a spear basically, like a spear, right? Yeah. And he's got his katana, and look at that, man! It's got that demon slayer. Yeah, look at that.
Damn.
Yeah, buddy.
That Inosuke going on.
Yeah, exactly. Look at that. Look at that.
That'll fuck you up, bro.
Yes, it will.
That's like that can of tuna, bro, when you open it and accidentally cut your finger on. Yeah, that's what that looks like, bro.
And then you got
that
your you got your bow right there, bow and arrows, classic samurai tool, and then more modernized, westernized rifles. Let's check that out. Look at that. Oh, look at that, man.
Hell yeah.
Damn, bro.
Oh yeah, look at that, man! Special edition rifle.
Hell yeah!
So
beautiful designs, man.
Oh yeah, he definitely got. So all right, well let's flip over to Naue. Let's go check her out.
Well, off gate, bro. Like Naue, I love her character too, because of her differences, right? Like I love like how she gets up close and personal and has those little two knives, and she's like, and she's like stabbing you from like you can't even see where the fuck you're getting stabbed from. And they also have poison. Yeah. Man, like her weapons are also dope, and they're dope to see them in action.
Yeah. See, so she's got her typical katana, right, for both samurai and shinobi, but then she's got different tools like
that's dope.
Dope. And I apologize for the pronunciation, but it's the kusarigama. You know what I mean? Which is like
yeah.
basically like a chained weapon here, which is very cool, you know, and we
Freaking
actually
awesome.
we actually went into like the mastery, the skill points, and there are some pretty cool techniques for this.
I wonder, did they actually use those when they were like in war, or
I would think so.
Yeah,
I would
they
think
had,
so.
they did. I've seen like you know, like where they would use the other end of the chain to kind of like
dace them.
well, hit them and like basically wrap around their necks and pull them, kind of like the scorpion, you know, but obviously without the spear. And they would wrap them around a body part and yank them, and then like throw them off balance and use the other end to stab them. You know what I mean? So
very brutal.
Yeah, very brutal. Yeah. So
I love it.
Then they got this
those,
little, like
those are what I'm talking about. Like that, I love playing with that shit.
Yeah, look at this.
You
like,
get super close in person, like you know I hate you, bitch.
It's called a.
They know, yeah.
In this particular tool of the shinobi, it's called a tanto, I think, right? Is that what it's labeled? Yeah, tanto. Look, it's basically a mini dagger or whatever you guys want to call that.
Nigga, that's a whole arm. Yeah, that ain't no mini. Yeah.
But yeah, she's got like that, and I believe that's it, right? The kusarigama and the tanto, and then obviously her katana.
Yeah, and then you got the tools like the kunai and stuff like that you can also use for like long range as well. So she can also hit you long range.
Yes.
Even without having a pistol or a bow and arrow, which I don't know if we'll get, but
so you do have your kunai, and it looks like you'll be getting. We haven't unlocked it, but smoke bombs.
Yeah.
You know,
so the stealth shit.
Oh, the stars.
Yeah, and then you know, like you got like the shinobi bell, and I'm assuming that's for like distracting enemies.
Mm-hmm.
So you do get a couple tools here too. So, which is cool. You know, like I said, different player. You know, different character, different tools. You know, which is good. Like I said, I like the way they incorporated the samurai and the shinobi.
Not talking a little bit more about the game, because I did want to talk a little bit about that, bro. Is the way the Ubisoft kind of has this. They give you a purpose to go again, you know, go after someone, and then they break it down to like this hit list. And,
you want me to pull that up?
Hey, that'd be dope if you could.
Yeah.
So I love that they do this kind of stuff. Like, I was a big fan of Ghost Recon Wildlands. I think it's one of the best co-op games ever made, personally. And they did that whole thing when you took out the whole gang.
Yeah.
And you could do it with your friends.
Yeah, like lieutenants, captains. Yeah.
And you couldn't get to you know, like you had to hit the buchones or something first before you could hit the sergeants or whatever, you know.
Yep.
And I love that way of gaming. I love it. I don't know what it is, but I love, you know, knocking them out until you get the boss.
I think it really gives you a sense of progression, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? Because you target like the smaller guys to get to the top guys.
Yeah.
And I think that's cool too, because like once you take on these lower guys, you get more information, you get more tools, you progress your character.
Yeah.
You know, to take on the big daddy.
Yeah. So I love the way they're doing this. I love how some of that stuff was hidden. And you didn't even know about the twisted tree until later in the story. It's like one of the main gang members, or you know, one of the main villains, had his own set of generals, and that's what the twisted tree became. And that's awesome.
Well, they all have their own names. Like, yeah, you're right. Like this particular group is called this twisted tree. This one's called the Shinbakufu.
That's the main.
Yeah, that's
our
our main guys right now. And then you got another, like, you know, they're called the Kabukimo Mono or whatever. I'm sorry about the pronunciations. So, and then the yokai.
Yokai, I love this. Like, I love everything about this.
Yeah, and then you got like your crew here is called the League, and there's Yasuke here. You know, he's got his own little journey to go through and missions. Then you got your characters that you met, like, for example, the one that we talked about, Junjiro. Yep, and he's 10-year-old. Yeah, he's a 10-year-old. There we go. And then you got, you know, that looks like Tomiko, and she's kind of been.
She's a hideout.
Yeah, she's the hideout character, kind of the go-to character here. And then you got other warriors in here like Yaya.
Yeah,
we met Yaya.
She is the one that's against the war.
Yeah, the Buddhist monk.
Yes.
Yeah.
So is Yamiko the top one? So would she be the leader then of the whole?
You mean Tomiko?
Hard to tell.
Oh, Tomiko, yeah.
See, and we haven't scratched the surface on how she has ties to assassins right now.
Right.
Besides her dad.
Yeah. Well, we only seen her kind of like as the healer. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
she did heal them both.
Yeah, she healed them both. You know what I mean? And we kind of like have this thing where we kind of go back to her. So I think her character development really hasn't happened.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or they haven't given us the backstory of.
Yeah.
There's so much we don't know. We don't. Other than her dad telling her about the blade, we don't really. She hasn't really met any other assassins that we know of to tell her any story about where all that stuff.
Yeah.
So
I mean, aside from Yasuke, but he hasn't
only
disclosed anything about the blade. Only that he follows it for whatever reason.
Yeah, for whatever his purpose is.
And I don't know, but like to me, it kind of seems like there is
space for more.
Yeah, there's going to be space for more iconic characters here in the league.
It's a huge game. Yeah.
Yeah, and then we got other stuff like here's the people of Iga, right? The people that Naue belongs to.
Yes.
And then I
believe that's her mom, right?
No, I don't think that's her mom.
I think that was her auntie. Yeah,
unofficial. Auntie. Yeah, unofficial
okay.
auntie.
Unofficial auntie. So she wasn't really related to them. They just knew her from a long time ago, from the village, if I'm not mistaken.
People of Setsu. I don't really know. I don't really remember this character, but they have to have some sort of impact, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then
no, never mind.
And then another feature that I really liked about the game, since we're talking about the game and the mechanics and stuff, is the hideout. I'm a big fan of that kind of stuff, of building and investing into your town and your investment into your hideout.
Yeah.
It then becomes resources, and it becomes ways to upgrade or better your gameplay experience. It doesn't seem like it's pointless.
Yeah.
There's a reason for it, and if you spend time in it, you're gonna have a lot easier time going through the game. It's gonna help you get more stuff, more scouts, which we learned how to use.
Yes.
Finally, and all that stuff. So I really like that part of the game, the whole hideout and building it and upgrading it and all that stuff.
Yeah, I agree with Brown. You definitely don't just skim through this stuff. Take your time to kind of read everything and kind of see what all these resources are there to help you out. Don't just skim through it and skip it. Like these hideout, utilize the tools there because they will help you in the world. Especially with the scouts and all that stuff and the resources. You need resources to progress. So don't skip out on it. Take your time, read it, and make your choice based on that. But definitely upgrade your hideout, upgrade your character. You know what I mean, and kind of use like what is that, the daily contracts, because they give you good stuff too, so you can upgrade your hideout.
Yeah, and we recently found out about that stuff. So most definitely,
my bad.
Yeah, definitely get to know about that stuff. They do have contracts. Because I remember somewhere where we first started the game, we took over a compound, and in Ubisoft fashion, normally when you take over a compound, you kind of take over that area, and then when you take over that area, it kind of eliminates enemies in that area. Mm-hmm. And so one of the things that we kind of come to find out is that you get these contracts, and with these contracts you can get resources, but it also lowers the militia level in that area as opposed to just taking over compounds. And that, I thought that was pretty neat. Something we wouldn't have run into if we didn't take the time to look at stuff in the hideout and stuff like that.
Yeah, I agree.
I think for me, one of the things that they do is the using the culture of Japan. Like the whole tea ceremony they had in one of those missions. I thought it was awesome. Like I didn't know that it was that deep, that they had to turn the teacup a certain way and then hand it to the next person, and they drink from the same cup, so like they're not afraid to share germs and shit like that.
That germ buffalo.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Well, so that I actually like that shit, bro.
Yeah, I mean,
it was fucking amazing. It was an amazing experience to learn about, and makes you kind of want to learn more about their customs. The whole meditation, how they use meditation to look on their past and find stuff about themselves that may be bothering them, or to look for ways to move past certain things. And and I didn't know that it was that deep too. You know,
Yeah,
it's pretty
tea.
awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, like you normally see it, or at least we do, right? Like we look at tea and it's like brisk. Yeah, that's as far as our knowledge goes
It's
on
like
tea.
hella sugar.
Brisk, bro.
Maybe a little tea tree with a little fancy, tea leaf. But other than that, I think Yogi is like one of the popular brands. But yeah, no, I also like the fact that they used it as a boss battle.
Yeah,
That blew my mind. That's very cool. It took me by surprise.
I mean, even that they have to bring like certain type of attire to those type of ceremonies.
And
you bring
still get shit on.
Yeah, dude, she got fucking dogged on that whole mission.
Well,
You know that they also bring like a party gift for the host. Like, oh, here you go. This is a ladle or a base that looks like pretty fucking amazing. You know, little shit like that, and it's like, damn, it really is that deep.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, speaking of the tea, I found it funny too when there was a mission where you were trying to get this like kimono, right? You remember that?
Yeah.
And they told you to go to this lady that she had the best ones, and then she told you she ain't have no silk, and then you robbed a boat of silk, only so she was gonna make you this fancy ass kimono, and then you go to the tea party and then they just trash it.
Yeah.
it's like oh, this is gonna be the greatest kimono ever, and then they just dog it the whole time.
Yeah.
It's like, what?
And then you even tell them, oh, it's because they were out of silk. And then like, oh, yeah, that much was, we could tell.
Yeah, dude.
These people are ruthless, bro.
Yeah, they ripped her a new one. I'll tell you that. That was funny. But yeah, you can kind of see how the game really kind of dives into their rituals and their culture. You know what I mean? Like what's important to them. Like you said, the meditation, when she sits down and she does like the little hand symbols or whatever you want to call them.
Oh yeah, the meditation stuff.
Yeah.
She's throwing up her set.
Yeah, she's throwing up that set, but and they kind of like, during the game, you kind of see she meditates and you get like these little flashback side missions.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool.
That's actually part of, if you scroll a little bit to the right, bro, the people, or down, Nawe. If you go to her actual thing, that's part of her journey.
Yeah.
So like I don't know where they went right now, but that's where it was, where the meditations were part of her progressive story.
Oh, okay.
So that's the little clips that you get at the meditation spot, that they add to her.
Yeah.
To her journey.
I think another thing that I actually like was the seasons that they put on Assassin's Creed Shadows.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Apparently, like if it's during the summer or like the warmer weathers, the AI in the game will actually, like if they're chasing you or whatever, they will chase you because it's warm out. But if it's winter, they will think about it and stay where it's warm.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like they won't, nah, it's too cold. I'm gonna stay here. Like they won't chase you.
I don't know that we've actually ran into, like, I guess not paying attention, but I also agree with the dynamic weather, bro. Like the changing seasons and how it affects how you walk and run. Like, cause she actually does this weird motion when she's running in the snow and stuff.
Even the sound way, like when she was stepping on the snow. And I think I asked in one of the videos,
does it really sound like
does it
that?
really sound
Yeah.
like that? And you guys were like, yeah. I was like, damn, I've never paid attention, but it sounds real, like
Yeah, like the crunch, like the snow crunch.
Right now, when there's like raining, like you can hear the wind, the water hitting. When you're hitting like, or when you're walking on the environment, you can hear like the mud type of, like when your shoes like hit the mud and you hear that squeaky sound.
Or tell them about that rain, KP. That rain sound, man.
Well, when that boss called the little arrows, or what are you talking about?
Yeah.
No, like just the environment, man. Like they did good. Look at that.
Yeah, look at that.
It looks freaking beautiful.
Yeah,
Man.
look, you can even see the rain hitting the ground.
The thunder, bro. Like
Yeah.
Yeah,
the
like,
wind, the
Hey.
leaves flying, or the leaves flying.
hey, thumbs up, Ubisoft, bro. Y'all do your thing. And like, haven't done a lot of research on this particular game, but I know that they have been known to do a lot of research for their games. Like they actually took from Unity, they had a development team go to France to actually be able to bring back what it looks like over there, you know, and learn about that stuff and learn about the culture. So they take a lot of time to this, as far as I know, to be able to bring this stuff to us. So it's appreciated.
Yeah.
And it shows. It
Well,
shows
well, I
the
mean,
level of care.
Right, and look at the graphics though. Look at the horse's butt. Like you can literally see the raindrops hitting his butt. You see that?
Yeah.
I mean,
shit's crazy.
they did a good job, and I love the environment, man. Like if you ever guys go to a what do they call those, like Eagle Points or
Yeah.
yeah, and then you can kind of they do this like circular motion and kind of lets you view the environment, man. Like that, just like looking at that environment, it's beautiful. They did a good job with the environment,
And that's something that Assassin's Creed has always had, and they always do it, and it's always amazing. I hope they never stop, because it does give you a really nice scope of the area, and just the level of detail they put into.
yeah.
Stuff,
I mean,
man.
look at the horse. You can see the water like glistening, you know, because he's still wet. You see that?
Yeah.
The level of detail into the graphics, man. Ubisoft, good job. Yep, look at that. You know?
Thumbs up.
This game actually got pushed back, right?
Yeah,
Got
it did.
pushed back, yes.
Yeah,
So
look.
I appreciate that, because they actually put out a finished game instead of just throwing it out there too.
Yeah, you could even see like like look at the puddles in the ground, you know, from it just rained. Like you see that puddle?
Yeah.
Like look at the environment, man. Look at that. Like the puddles everywhere, mud, you know. They did a really good job on this game as far as the graphics and the details.
The viewpoints, way.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
The
viewpoints.
viewpoints are
Yeah.
fucking
Viewpoints.
great.
Look at the sun, man. Look at that. Just the beauty of the environment is amazing.
Yeah, so not to kind of turn it too much, but I would say that some of the stuff that we did run into on our gameplay that is a little bit less savory. We did have to restart the game twice so far, just on little bugs. Like there was a bug somewhere in our gameplay, and if you look at our other videos, which, you know, we'll leave links down in the description for and stuff like that, or you can even go to our playlist and check them out and enjoy the ride with us. So if you go in there, you'll see that like there was a point in the game where we were in some kind of fight scene, but then we escaped, and then that music that started, that really dramatic music, just stayed the whole time.
Oh, I do remember that. Yes. I do remember that. And I think, didn't it even play through a cutscene?
Yeah, played through a whole cutscene and everything.
Yeah, and it was like completely like, it was in the wrong spot.
Way out of place.
Yeah, I think we had to like close the game and reopen it. Yeah.
Yes.
And this most recent one was when Envy over there was trying to get one of like the mini bosses, and he couldn't fight him.
Yeah, one of the Twisted Tree
Yeah, he
guys,
couldn't
which
even-
actually just happened on this game.
Yeah, in this last
He
session.
couldn't even
yeah.
dodge. It was like, damn.
Yeah, that was weird. We had to close the game out.
Yeah.
So hopefully, you know, here in the future they have like a patch for that.
Yeah, some patches, because we know it happens on open world games,
Right,
like little
right.
stuff like it's just annoying. And I would say that that's about my negative experience so far personally. I feel like.
Well, don't forget about the little bamboo that you couldn't like jump or walk over, and it wasn't even that tall. Right?
I didn't even remember about that, to be honest with you. Yeah, that was just a little annoying.
Yeah,
shit.
it's just little glitches, but it happens. You got a massive ass game, you can't control all of it.
Yeah.
And they just fix it as it goes.
But fuck, man. I mean, I've been waiting. I know my friends here that we've been talking about, man, wouldn't it be awesome to have Japan and an Assassin's Creed game?
Hell yeah.
And-
Look at
Yeah.
that, bro.
Yeah, yes. Did deliver, I feel like,
Great.
in that.
Yes, they did deliver. Yep. Yeah, like this game does have a little glitches here and there, but overall, I think they did a great job. And you know, I'm looking forward to progressing in this, you know, and developing it.
100%. Speaking of the future, if you guys don't mind, I did want to talk because they did recently release the roadmap for what the future of this game is going to be in the near future. So the rest of the year, what's going to be happening in this game.
Come on.
And if you guys don't mind, I'd like to go over some of that stuff and see what you guys think.
No, go
You guys
ahead.
cool with it?
I do, my. No, I'm just kidding.
Spoiler alert.
So the roadmap that was released, this is straight from the Ubisoft website. In early May, we're supposed to be getting a story drop. and that's going to be a new free quest, The Works of Louis Fra. Codex update, quality of life improvements. So maybe that's like some of the stuff we've talked about.
Okay.
So that's early May. Late May, we're going to have a special collaboration. And then it says parkour update, height gaining back ejects, height gaining side ejects, new vertical ledge jump, and photo mode update. So looks like just general gameplay updates, mechanics. Is mostly now. I am curious to know more because it doesn't really say here, but the special collaboration. I'm curious to know more about that. Doesn't really give any details here. In June, we're gonna get a second story drop, and it's gonna be a new free quest, a new ally for your league, and we're gonna get new difficulty settings, gameplay immersion options, open world alarm system, headgear, and cutscene option. So I haven't noticed, but I guess you don't have your. Oh yeah, you don't have your headgear on while you're on a cutscene. Mostly you can see the faces and stuff. I guess I didn't notice
until now that you said.
Yeah. I hadn't even noticed that.
Yeah.
And additional free content to come is new game plus, community feedback updates, new story drops, special collaborations, codex updates, animus content, new rewards, and optional paid content is store drops and Claws of Awaji expansion, which I believe we did get the extended edition, right? I think we did. So we should be seeing that. That seems to be what we have here. Let me see if we got anything else. Nope, that seems to be the roadmap. I'm excited. I'm excited for just the simple fact that they're gonna drop these free story arcs. I think that's gonna be dope. Even though I think we're still very fresh in the game. Just looking forward. I definitely looking forward to spending more time in it. So, what are you guys' thoughts on the roadmap so far?
Well, I mean, right now with basically
first impressions.
Well, right now, like with what you had said, bro, about the drops, you already mentioned one of the things we had commented on. Like, for example, you said another character to the league. So, I kind of said earlier about the circle, looks like there's more spots. So you kind of confirmed that. So we are going to get more characters in that league. So I think, man, this is awesome, because more story, character building, right?
Yeah. Gameplay mechanics.
Yeah, gameplay mechanics, yeah.
For me, I think it's pretty good, man, because they're dropping, when was this released? Like a month ago? A month or two ago?
March 28th, I believe.
Was it?
I think you're right.
Yes.
So, okay.
Yeah.
So it's been a month and they're already like dropping content, and it just adds more depth to like their stories. So maybe they explain in those how they got their blades, or
how they got us into the assassins.
Yeah, and all that shit. Because they did it in Odyssey when they dropped the first blade. I think is what it was.
Yeah, the first blade. Yeah.
So I like that. I like that they actually add more depth to the story of what's going on.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and then like another little like kind of hiccup that I kind of didn't like, but it's understandable. I know you guys, when we did our playthrough and we were kind of walking through the environment, there were some sections that were nothing but like forest and bushes, and you kind of couldn't navigate through them, and it was kind of forcing you to use like the roads. Yeah, so that one was kind of like I didn't like this, because there was sections where like you didn't know that it was a cliff and you just fell off of it.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, but I mean, the environment kind of like, hey, you know what I mean? Kind of like, this is what it is, but it was kind of like, not really a fan of that, but I get it. You know what I mean?
100%. It just makes exploration a little bit not enjoyable.
Yeah. See, because right now, like, if you take a look, I'm going through all this, like, now I'm stuck. If maybe they could clear that up a little bit, so we don't have to take main roads and kind of explore the actual environment, that would also be good. Another thing I did like is that the horse can swim.
Yeah.
Or at least you can see, because I don't know how deep it is, but yeah, that it can do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's dope.
There are some games that like
It
would
will
not
not go-
yeah,
yeah.
you would not be allowed in the river with the horse.
Ghost of Tsushima.
Yeah, yep. Ghost of Tsushima was one of them. You would
go in there.
Yeah, you would have to swim it and then call your horse. This one you could go through the river, the lake, with your horse.
Yeah.
So that was pretty cool. Some improvements there.
Yeah, a lot of hats off so far. I don't know that I have much more up into as far as we've gotten in the game. Personally, I feel like I'm excited. I'm excited to keep exploring the world.
Yeah, me too. And I am looking forward to what my boy over here Brown said about patches and whatnot. So I'm kind of looking forward to maybe some improvements on some of those things that I had mentioned that were kind of like, you know what I mean? So this game still has a lot of potential, just to get better and more story expansions and more patches, you know what I mean? And for players who aren't, going for the day one edition.
Yeah, 100%. It's awesome that they're gonna offer some of this content for free.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hats off to you guys for that.
Yeah.
And it's not just bullshit, cosmetic. I mean, I know cosmetics are cool. That they for customization purposes and whatnot. But like, usually when I buy a video game and I think about buying the like the extended version or the deluxe or all that, I look for the expansions, for the story missions, stuff like that. Typically, cosmetics don't make me buy that extra stuff, typically. So I appreciate that they're doing some of that stuff for free. I think it definitely, it says something about them. And I would definitely be recommending the game to more people because of things like that.
Yeah.
And I would buy those and support the game.
Yeah.
In more ways. I would feel more inclined to support this type of game.
Yep.
Yeah.
For sure. I mean, even at work, I get asked because they know we've been streaming this one, and I tell them that it's a good game. They should get it. It really is a good game. Even with the little hiccups.
Yep. And if you guys want to take a little moment, kind of view this with us, like look at this. This is the thing I was telling you about the pan of the
eagle viewpoint.
Yeah, the eagle viewpoint. I think I love this, man. I love this feature. Like, check this out, guys.
And you don't even have to press a button anymore. It just does it.
Yep, look at that.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Look at all the details, all that, the environment.
I can't believe they built that. They paid for a little bit.
Yeah. Look at that. The buildings, man. Like, look at the Japanese buildings. I love those, man. Like the way the rooftops. Look at that. Love the way that's designed. It's fucking beautiful. And then our classic.
Yeah, the eagle dive.
Yeah, beautiful. Can't get enough
Now,
of
you can miss. So don't feel like it's all safe down there.
Yes.
Because it's not.
Yes.
You can drop to your death.
Yes, my boy Brown Ink would know all about that.
Definitely
His
make
kneecap.
sure there's something down there for you to drop into.
Yep, you better look for that haystack. Don't aim for the bushes.
So yeah, that can happen. But yeah, man. I mean, what else you guys got, man?
Well, right now, not a whole lot. We haven't really progressed too much into the story itself, man. But off just what we've played, they have done a great job as far as gameplay, characters, what's it called, graphics. You know what I mean? So I am looking forward to diving more into the story that we're playing, and seeing the characters develop, and maybe even meeting more iconic characters. So I'm looking forward to that.
I pretty much agree with what Emmy said over there. I want to see what other kind of weapons we can unlock for either one of them. The actual gear that you can put on them, like I love it. I love that they pay the the Japanese culture, the respect by actually, following what they do and stuff. And I'm excited to see all of that, because we're just like scratching the surface. So
Yeah.
we don't know like what else is in there, like what other legendary armor or just the hood or the rice hat and all that, man. Like I'm excited for that.
Yeah. And one thing too, man, is that like every weapon you get, it's unique. If you actually take a minute to look at the weapons, like inspect it, like you can see the level of detail. Like no weapon is the same. They each, it's almost like like blacksmith, right? Like they sign their work, and you know what I mean. Like, and you can see that in the game, man. Like the katanas, they don't look the same. Even if it's just like, you would think,
like a slight,
like you would think it's a piece of metal, right? It's a blade, but like if you look at the hilt, it's different. You know, and the colors are different. The outfit she's wearing, everything is different. They all got their little like unique artistic trait to it. You know what I'm saying? So like I like that. And then obviously like the armor that Yasuke wears, it changes, man, and like it looks cool. It looks good. I like how they did that. Yeah, so they did put some very detail. They definitely dived into the culture, because the culture, man, I think it has a lot of artistry behind it.
Oh yeah.
100%. So I can't wait to obviously build the characters, dive into more skins and all that you get during out your exploration of the world. Obviously the world looks amazing, and I can't wait to see what other upgrades we can do to our little hideout. And to progress our character.
100%.
I can't wait to learn more about the Japanese culture and lore. Because like I said, we're just scratching the surface. Like the whole tea stuff was interesting, the whole meditation. But I would like to know more about like
their costumes,
costumes, and their demons. Because they're big on that demon stuff. And like I'm excited for like
they actually do like some mythology stuff.
Yeah, actually mythology, because they did it on Odyssey.
On Odyssey, they did.
You got the Cyclops, you got the lions out there.
Oh
you got Medusa and all that shit. Like I want to see if they actually do that for
they did it on Valhalla too, with the druids and stuff.
Yeah.
The Valhalla.
Hey, no matter what, bro. Like I still thought it was like, from what I've played from it still looked dope, and I'm definitely gonna dig into it.
I'm not.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, I'm excited for that. I want to learn more about the Japanese and how it all started, because I think they go like way back. So it's been generations of storytelling and all of the lore that they have, and it's interesting, and I want to know more about it.
Hell yeah. Well, if you guys don't mind, then I do have some summarizing final thoughts, and if you guys don't mind me wrapping it up.
Go for it.
All right, so like I said, the roadmap is coming.
Yeah.
We already got that year stuff. I do want to give a shout out to the Assassin's Creed crew. They have something coming up. It's called the Animus, and it's actually a tabletop board game.
Really?
And that's something they're working on, and I thought it was dope. I thought it was worthy of mentioning, because I am an Assassin's Creed fan. I've not ever done tabletop games, but it would be something that I would be interested in looking at, just because I love everything they've done with Assassin's Creed so far. So I wanted to give a shout out to that, bring a little bit of attention to it, because I'm a fan, stuff like that. Anything else that they got going, I got every single Assassin's Creed game. Like I said, huge fan. Shout out to Ubisoft for producing this. I'm also looking forward to looking at everything that the game has to offer still. The abilities, we didn't talk much about them, but the abilities are awesome. I'm looking forward as we progress and we have more mastery points that we can spend on our ability tree, so we can learn more stuff and do more stuff with the weapons, and we can show you guys once we get it. So I'm excited for that. I'm excited for everything my friends are excited for.
Yeah.
And I'm excited in general, because this is our first kind of midway talk about a game.
Yeah.
Assassin's Creed happened to be the game that we decided to do this for. And so I'm excited about that for us, on our channel and our Get On Network and what we're trying to build.
Yeah.
So I'm excited about that. I think it's pretty dope. We're looking forward to doing more, midway stuff, and just be able to cover some of the stuff as we progress through the game and we build more chapters. And we'll hopefully be doing some more of this. Hope anybody that watches this likes, that we're doing this. We do this in some aspect to bring some stuff to your attention as well that you might not know otherwise. Like the roadmap, and the animus game, hopefully bring it to your attention. Maybe that's something that you're interested in. So we do it for you also. We try to do some research in the back, to bring that up. Obviously you saw the face mask. This is I thought it was a really cool thing. I got to give a shout out to my boy Envy. Got a 3D printer and just put that. Look at this beauty, man. It's freaking awesome. So definitely give a shout out to my boy for making this mask. We're definitely going to be rocking it and stuff like this.
Oh, yeah.
Looking forward to doing more stuff for other games that we're going to be reviewing and talking about and shooting the shit. So those are a couple things that I want to done. But don't forget, like,
Comment.
Subscribe.
it is the Get On Network, baby. We're just getting started. We're warming up. We got so much more that we're going to be bringing out.
And
so much more.
And just in case, my boy over here talked about the abilities, so definitely check out our other videos, because I know we missed some stuff on this talk.
Yeah.
But if you watch our videos, you get to see some of those abilities in action. So definitely check out our other videos, yo.
Yeah. Sign up, man. Hit the bell icon and follow us on the rest of our journey. Comment, let us know if you like this, if this is something this is a form of content that you would like to consume, and we will continue to do it, man. We're currently working on more stuff. Like I said, we're gonna be in that event, and then we're gonna be doing we're doing the Assassin's Creed, but we also do our Borderlands 3 is something that we're looking for. We're looking forward to covering Borderlands 4.
Yep.
When that comes out. We are also, and I don't know, you guys mind revealing some of the stuff working in the back, or you want to chill? We might we're working a little bit of other stuff, so we might just keep that one.
Yeah, we might just keep that under wraps.
They're not ready for that.
Yeah, we could give them a little surprise there.
Hey,
you got a surprise.
I tried, guys, but my guys don't want to talk about it right now.
We're gonna keep it under wraps, guys. We're gonna keep it under wraps.
I guess it gives you a reason to tune in, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
So, hey, with that, I'd like to say that
we are it's your boy MV.
It's your boy KP.
It's your boy Brown Ink, and we're
signing
off, y'all.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
What up, everybody? It's your boy Brown Ink. This is KP.
MV.
And we're here to thank you for your support, coming out and enjoying the videos.
Hopefully you guys enjoyed the experience.
Stay tuned in for more episodes. Don't forget to like,
comment,
and subscribe.
And this is us signing off.
All right.
Oh, shit.